What's up, everybody? Happy Saturday to everybody out there. Alex here with a 3-card mail day. Actually, 4-card mail day. I've got 3 brand new cards and 1 upgrade, actually. It's been a while. It's been actually 2 weeks since I've gotten some new 53 colors, believe it or not. It's slowing down. It's slowing down quite a bit. I knew it would because it's getting harder and harder to pull the trigger on the cards that I want for all sorts of reasons, for short print reasons, for just scarcity and print defects and all kinds of stuff. But I'll tell you what, guys, I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying the hunt. I know we all do, the hunt for that card that you want. I'm enjoying the heck out of it. And maybe I'm not getting cards as often, but when I do get the card, it makes it all that much more exciting. So let's get started. So let's see here. I'm gonna go from like the easier cards to the more scarce ones. So first up is number 52 in the set from the St. Louis Browns, Marty Marion, in a near mint 7. Registration on this one is just a touch off, but not so much that it's distracting, I think. I think it looks really nice overall. Nicely centered. Here's the back. Marty Marion was a player, and for a brief time he was a manager. When he was a player, his nickname was the Octopus, which I love as a nickname. He was the Octopus because he had really long arms, and he was known for making great plays at shortstop. For 4 of his years, he led the National League in fielding percentage. And he has the distinction of being the very last manager for the St. Louis Browns before they moved to Baltimore and became the Orioles. So not a hard card to find, but just hadn't been able to find a decent one that I wanted to pull the trigger on, so glad to add Marty. Next up, whoa, this is a hard card to find, a really hard card to find, centered and in good condition and with really good registration. This card is all over the place in those 3 areas, and when I saw this card pop up, I said no way, and I bid on this and won it for a reasonable amount. And I was so sure when I got it, I was like, there's no way, there's going to be something wrong with this card. And fortunately, looking over it, I am really happy with it. Number 39, Paul Richards from the Chicago White Sox. Pretty awesome pose here. Great managerial pose. Looks like he's all business. Richards was called the Wizard of Waxahachie. He's a native of Waxahachie, Texas, and he was known as the Wizard of Waxahachie because he had all sorts of interesting strategies that he would employ. He was a big fan of small ball. One of his moves was when he would move the pitcher, Billy Pierce, from the mound to first base for one batter. So he'd get rid of the starting first baseman, he'd put Billy Pierce at first, he'd bring in a relief pitcher for the matchup, and then when that was done, that pitcher would leave and Billy Pierce would come back to the mound, and they would bring in somebody else to play first base. So this guy liked messing around with the rules. I think he would have had fun with contemporary baseball. So here's Paul Richards. And last but not least, I am still blown away by the fact that I got this card. Russ Meyer of the Brooklyn Dodgers, number 129 in the set. I can't begin to express to you guys how freaking hard it is to find this card in good condition. This card is all over the place. First of all, it doesn't pop up that often. And when it does, it's got every issue imaginable. When I saw this, I literally said, no freaking way, and jumped on it right away. And it's a 5, and I think I paid like 20 bucks for this card. I still can't believe it. I feel like I robbed the bank. So this guy's nickname was Mad Monk. In 1953, when this card was released, he went 15-5 for the Dodgers, which is a really great record, and Brooklyn won 150 games that year. But his ERA at Ebbets Field was a nice 5.28, and I guess that's just because Ebbets Field was very intimate, which is a nice way of saying that, yeah, the ball went out of that park fairly easily, I think. He did have a pretty nice statistic. He once had 23 consecutive road starts without a loss. So that's Russ Meyer. Pretty awesome card, and yeah, maybe not the most standout card in this set, but I love finding these short prints and being able to add them to the collection. It's a lot of fun. So as I mentioned, there's one upgrade I wanted to share with you guys. The upgrade is for my good friend Smokey Burgess. This is a card I got way back in the beginning when I first started collecting this set. One of the first cards I got. You know, at first glance, you may not see anything to be upset about. It looks pretty decently centered. Quality, the print looks great. You know, not any snow really to be concerned about. Looks nice. However, if you take a look down at the bottom, you might notice right around my thumbs here, there's a very faint line horizontally that goes from left to right. And if you look closely, I'll try to zoom in here, you should be able to see where those lines were on the border. It follows through across the photograph itself. That's a print line that was obviously misaligned. And as I quickly discovered when I went looking around online, this card suffers from that across the board. So not the biggest issue, but you guys know I like to be ridiculously particular about this, I guess. It's part of the fun for me, so I was like, if I can ever find one that doesn't have that, you know, I'd jump on it if it was a reasonable price. And so I found one, so here it is. Let's see if I can focus on this. So the original one I got is on the left, the new one's on the right. And as you can probably tell, it does not have that print line. And it's actually, beyond that, it also just looks kind of nicer in general. I think the one on the right is a little less yellowed and in better condition, in addition to being a higher grade. So pretty happy with that upgrade overall. So that's my mail day for today, guys. Thanks so much for checking out the video. Hope everybody has a fantastic weekend. I'll talk to you all soon.